Zwischen Harz und Heide. Mit offenen Ohren und Radio Okerwelle durch die Region. Themen aus Politik, Wirtschaft, Kultur, Sport und viel Musik. Die ganze Vielfalt der Region.
Und in dieser dritten Stunde begrüßt Sie Florian Damm. Und ich erwarte jetzt auch minütlich einen Gast, der heute Abend im Garcia in Celle spielt, nämlich die amerikanische Singer-Songwriterin Tori Sparks. Sie ist schon in der Nähe, aber im Moment stellt es sich wohl als etwas schwierig heraus, uns hier zu finden. Kein Wunder bei den Baustellen, aber ich bin in guter Hoffnung, dass sie es so in den nächsten 10 Minuten dann auch schafft. Auf jeden Fall gibt's in dieser Stunde viel Musik von ihr und vielleicht auch ein bisschen Live-Musik. Schauen wir mal, dann sehen wir schon. Und von CD habe ich natürlich auch was mitgebracht. So zum Beispiel das Titelstück ihrer aktuellen CD La Huerta. Hier kommt Tori Sparks, gleich ist sie wohl dann hier im Sender und heute Abend auf jeden Fall im Garcia in Celle.
Donde sea que hubiese pagado para tenerte a mi lado por un día más. Hay flores en esa vida que solo viven por un día, como nuestro pobre amor. Las espinas afiladas no han dejado nada, ninguna semilla que luego crecería de nuevo. Solo para
Tori Sparks mit La Huerta, das Titelstück der aktuellen CD. Und ich freue mich jetzt ganz besonders, hier die Tori Sparks begrüßen zu dürfen. Hello, Tori. Great to have you here again.
Thank you. We're happy to be back. We found it in the snow and everything.
Ja, also es ist ein bisschen schwierig, uns zu finden, aber sie hat es geschafft. Und natürlich auch der Javi Garcia, der hat es auch geschafft. Und der kommt jetzt gerade zur Tür rein. Come on in. Join us on the mic. Hello, Javi. Great to have you here again on tour.
Yeah, thank you for making it possible. We know it's complicated to organize, but we were very happy to come back. We had such a good time last time.
Ja, also wir haben das schon organisiert. Es war ein bisschen schwierig, das mit unterzubringen, aber deswegen bin ich ja jetzt gnädigerweise bei der Sendung zwischen Harz und Heidel des Kollegen Albert Hürsmüller. 1 Stunde mit Tori Amos und Javi Garcia. We just heard the title track of your newest CD, which hasn't been out the last time you were here.
It was about to be released, and we had brought some advanced copies of the new album La Huerta, but it was released in February. So now this is the first official tour in Germany with the album, and we released a vinyl as well. And I'm very excited to be back because I think that our audience, the people that were used to hearing me play rock and blues, were a little surprised to hear this kind of style of music, the collaboration with Javi's band Calamento, but I think we won them over in the end.
Ja, das ist die Kollaboration mit der Band von Javi Garcia. Und ja, da sind wahrscheinlich einige Leute überrascht, sie in diesem musikalischen Line-Up zu sehen, weil eigentlich hat die Tori ja auch angefangen als Singer-Songwriterin, war in Nashville lange Zeit und da wurde etwas andere Musik gemacht, aber mittlerweile lebt sie auch seit 6 Jahren in Barcelona. It's now 6 years you're living in Barcelona, something like that?
Yes, just over 6. So now I feel like a native, nativo, almost.
Ja, also sie ist schon fast als hinzugezogene, ja, als Barcelonerin zu bezeichnen, denn das ist natürlich über 6 Jahre gewachsen, auch eben die Beziehung natürlich zu den Leuten. So it's a 6-year period. You got to learn more about the Barcelonian people and the tradition. What was so special? What did you learn? What was the most important thing you learned in those 6 years?
Well, in Barcelona, I think that what I like about the city is that it's originally a city in Spain, a city in Catalonia, but because it's a port city, there are so many different cultures there and so many different kinds of music and different kinds of people. And so for example, this collaboration maybe wouldn't have been possible in another city necessarily because it's a different kind of mentality. It's people who are already trying new things and combining styles. And so I don't know if it would be possible now for me to feel comfortable, for example, moving back to the U.S. where things, although in the U.S. there are also many different cultures, of course, but it would be hard to live in a city that was more homogenized. There's just so much there. It's been fantastic. And musically, of course, I've learned a lot from them.
Also nicht nur musikalisch hat sie natürlich eine ganze Menge von den Musikern dort gelernt, sondern da gibt's eben auch eine Offenheit allen möglichen Musikarten gegenüber, denn das ist eben auch eine Hafenstadt. Und da wohl die Musikszene befruchtet von allen möglichen Kulturen auch. Und sie kann sich im Moment eben auch schwer vorstellen, zurückzuziehen in die USA, weil da vielleicht dann auch nicht so eine Weltoffenheit herrscht. Also, of course, you've got cities like New Orleans, for example, and maybe Austin, which are also very open-minded to other kinds of music or musics of the world. So a few cities maybe exist in the U.S.
I think that's why I would like to take them, the Calamentos and Rubio, on tour to the U.S. and see how those cities react. We'll see. But it would be difficult for me to go back now because my whole life is in Barcelona at this point. But I really appreciate the perspective it's given me because it's not every day that you can move to an entirely different country and end up feeling at home, no?
Also sie kann sich im Moment eben nicht vorstellen, zurückzuziehen, obwohl sie natürlich die Musiker gerne mit auf Tour nehmen würde in den USA und ihnen das zeigen würde, aber sie hat eben ihre Wurzeln mittlerweile nach Barcelona verlegt und da ist es dann eben nicht so einfach, da einfach wegzugehen. Javi, US, would it be a good perspective for you, touring as a band and playing music over there?
Yes, I think I'm happy playing in duo set, but I'm waiting for all the band. Is ¿cómo se dice? Buen suceso.
That he loves touring just the two of us, but when with the band there's a good feeling and it's a big sound, and that it would be great to tour in the US too.
Also Javi würde natürlich auch gerne mit der Band auch vielleicht in den USA spielen. Im Moment ist es hauptsächlich das Duo der beiden, was unterwegs ist. Heute Abend spielen sie im Gaia in Celle, und jetzt hören wir noch ein bisschen Musik, bevor es dann auch live hier was gibt. We're gonna hear some more music before maybe it's time for some live music. And as the last time, I again have a blast from the past, which shows maybe a little bit your rockier side, and I've got here Penny on a Rail.
Uh-oh. Okay.
A few years ago, back in the US.
Yes, that was from 2009, from the album called The Scorpion in the Story.
I think I've got the live version here.
Oh, that's better. That was from the CD release show, and that was my fourth album, I think. Or no, third album. And in Nashville, I had released 4 records before I moved to Barcelona, and then released the 5th and 6th with this collaboration with Calamento. So yes, this is from The Scorpion in the Story.
Ja, also dieses Stück, das stammt ursprünglich von The Scorpion in the Story. Hier habe ich allerdings eine Live-Version, Live at the Rutledge, und sie hat eben 4 Alben in Nashville rausgebracht, bevor sie dann nach Barcelona gezogen ist, und Huerta ist das 2. Album. Es gab schon mal, aber hier kommt eine Aufnahme, die ein paar Jahre her ist, 2009, sagt sie. Penny on a Rail, und gleich gibt es ein bisschen Live-Musik.
Ready, You put a penny down on a train track, and what happens? It gets squished flat. Is that not right? What do you think happens if you put your poor little heart on that very same train track? The train number 9 come cool my mind. Oh yes, I didn't come in your life just to be your wife, just to be a god to a blind man, just to hold the flashlight. So before the batteries go, before you're left on your own, I wrote it in blood on the living room rug. Why I gotta be moving on. So before it ends, I gotta begin to explain. I love you like a penny on a rail loves a train. Now through the years I've explored every your life, just to be your cooking and cleaning little housewife. Oh no, just to be a god to a leading man needing the spotlight. Oh, and now the curtain is down, and they're clearing the stage, and I hear those wheels are running in the pouring rain, yeah. So before it ends, I gotta begin to explain. Oh, I do. I love you like a penny on a rail loves a train. I love you like a penny on a rail loves a train. I love you like that penny on a rail. Loves the train. been so great. Thank you so much. You celebrated the best night ever with me. Thank you for being here. And a hand for the guys, a hand for Frank.
Tori Sparks, Fanny on a Rail. Und heute Abend ist sie ja mit ihrem Kollegen Javi Garcia im Gaia in Celle. Und jetzt gibt's ja ein bisschen Live-Musik. So, what's gonna be the song you're playing first?
This is called Bitter Seeds. This is from the new album La Huerta. And we played this song on television in Madrid, and we were there for like 9.5 hours just to play one song. It was quite the adventure. So being here in the radio studio with you, the snow, this is much more enjoyable. This is good.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Javi Garcia on the cajon. Here we go. Fruit of what we do sometimes, it overwhelms the vine. Keep watering the bitter seeds, they're sure to grow in time. Now I remember well the day the light went from your eyes. We beat that bloody horse to death, cause something broke inside. I guess we all go a little crazy sometimes. Sometimes just try to love without drawing blood. It's assisted suicide. A word, a fist, a careless kiss, 1,000 ways to die. Now I need to be more to you than a method to survive. Life support and tubes and cords, there's so much more to this life. We all go a little crazy sometimes. Just one stone, 1,000 lies. I wear my skin paper thin to keep this love alive. Though no one asks the question, they can read between the lines. If I could explain this all away, the words won't come out right. I know the world keeps turning while I keep singing the same lines, the exact same lines. Oh, I guess we all go a little crazy sometimes. Oh, I guess we all go a little crazy sometimes. Oh, yeah.
Tori Sparks und Javi Garcia hier live auf der Okerwelle. Heute Abend sind sie im Gaia in Celle. So tonight's going to be mostly songs from La Huerta, but also from the 5 other records you made before. Huh?
Yeah, it's a mix because when we travel with the whole band, we can have a bit more flexibility because the last 2 albums, La Huerta, the new one, and El Mar from 2014, they are a mix of rock and blues and flamenco. So without the flamenco guitar, it's hard to represent that sound exactly. But the cool thing about playing with Javi is that he can play flamenco, rock, blues, whatever. So we can do some songs from La Huerta, some songs from my albums before. You're welcome. Well, Javi always says there's a monkey in the cajon that plays and it's not really him, but I don't believe him. So.
Ja, also sie ist natürlich im Moment als Duo unterwegs, aber Der Javi, der kann natürlich alle möglichen Stile spielen, sodass sie auch Sachen, die eben auf dieser Flamenco-Basis entstanden sind, wie bei den letzten beiden Scheiben im Programm haben, aber natürlich auch viel, was früher rausgekommen ist. Aber ab Mitte der Woche wird sie dann eben auch in Bandbesetzung unterwegs sein. You're gonna pick up the whole band then on, I think, Wednesday and Thursday, and there's gonna be a few more concerts then with the whole lineup. Huh?
Exactly. We were going to have more concerts even, but some of them at the last minute sort of fell through due to issues with the promoter's health situation, but we were happy that we had at least a few with the whole band. It's just that it's easier for me when we're touring to play the first few shows in duo, because then it allows you to play smaller rooms and be more flexible, and then pick up the whole band. And we're playing in
Kloster-Zellerfeld on Thursday. That's the first concert.
Because I was going to say it wrong, so thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that's not so far away, maybe an hour or something like that.
So that's with the whole band at the Keller Club. And then on Friday we're in the Savoy Kino in Bordesholm, which they've been very kind to us over the years. And then the last night we are in Hamelin, and it's
Sumpfblume.
Thank you. And all three of these places we're so excited to play there because they're people that really, really care about live music. And the band and I love to come to Germany because really it's really cold and there's this white stuff that falls from the sky, but the audiences are great. We love it.
Ja, das Wetter ist zwar kalt, vor allen Dingen für jemand, der dann eben in Barcelona wohnt. Aber am Donnerstag, da wird dann die volle Bandbesetzung auch noch nachkommen. Und da gibt's dann auch schon das erste Konzert in Clausthal-Zellerfeld im Kellerclub mit dieser vollen Besetzung. Am Freitag wird's dann in Bordesholm ein weiteres Konzert geben und dann auch nochmal in Hameln in der Sumpfblume. Heute sind sie allerdings natürlich dann als Duo im Garcia in Celle, und ich denke mal, bevor wir uns gleich wieder unterhalten und vielleicht noch ein weiteres Stück hören wir mal wieder ein Stück von CD. Maybe before you play some more live music, we gotta hear one more song then from CD, and I picked La Flor de Istanbul.
Okay. This is a song that actually the arrangement was written by Calamento, by the band. Most of these songs we worked on together from the beginning, but this song, they had already had this arrangement, and I just liked it so much that we've included it on the album El Mar. Mm-hmm. And it's a story about a woman who is the most beautiful dancer of Istanbul, and everybody just wants to be close to her. But the song on the CD is this beautiful arrangement by Calamento, but then when we play it live, it turns into very much a rock song, so we'll see what you guys think if you come to the show.
Also wenn die Band Calamento das Ganze live spielt mit Tori Sparks, dann wird das Ganze eher zum Rocksong, aber sie hatten das Stück schon vorbereitet, bevor die Tori Sparks eben dazugekommen ist. Hat sich dann ein bisschen verändert für die Scheibe El Mar. Jetzt hören wir diese Fassung, und wie gesagt, ab Donnerstag gibt's dann die volle Packung. Heute Abend gibt's die beiden dann im Garcia in Celle pur. Hier ist das Stück La Flor de Istanbul.
Debutó en París la flor de Estambul, comenzó a bailar y todo se quedó en silencio. Luz en tornasol, púrpura y añil, deshumado al hasta la gracia de su pecho. ¿Y quién no da la vida por un sueño de Dios amodelada por el genio? la voz del dueño. El aire que se agita tras su velo.
Das war wieder Tori Sparks, La Flor de Istanbul. Und Tori Sparks ist hier heute mit Javi Garcia, bevor sie heute Abend im Gaia in Celle auftreten. Und ja, jetzt werden wir gleich ein Stück hören, was dem einen oder anderen sicherlich bekannt vorkommt. The next song we're gonna hear is a very popular song. It was a very popular song, of course, or is nowadays, but you picked a Led Zeppelin tune. One of the most popular, in my opinion, Kashmir.
Well, because my other 4 albums are all original material, all my songs from the time I was 17, that's all. But then when I met Calamento and Rubio, the guitar player who's also become part of the band, they already had songs like Flor de Istanbul, for example, that were these really interesting arrangements of songs that you'd almost never recognize the original song. And after so many years of writing your own music, it's also really interesting to take, for example, music of mine and turn it into more flamenco, but also take something like Kashmir, which is a rock song, and turn it into flamenco, because that ultimately is the same rhythm as the tangos. So it kind of shows you that musical genres really have a lot more in common than you thought. And it's just been a lot of fun with this band kind of doing original music as well as versions that completely scandalize people. They say, you really did a version of Led Zeppelin for flamenco? How is that even possible? So, well, it's possible.
It's really possible, of course. It's a great version. And you did it before, of course, with the Leonard Cohen song, I think. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows, also in your own way. But Kashmir, of course, famous song, Kashmir von Led Zeppelin kennt sicherlich jeder, und Tori hatte eigentlich immer ihre eigenen Sachen nur aufgenommen, aber als sie dann mit Calamento zusammengekommen ist, mit dieser Band in Barcelona, da dachte sie sich, Mensch, ist vielleicht ganz schön, dann auch mal was aufzunehmen, was vielleicht sehr ungewöhnlich ist, aber eben die Stile auch zu kombinieren, und ich weiß jetzt nicht ganz genau, and why? Because of the rhythm, you picked that song, Kashmir, because it fitted that well with that kind of music that's popular in Barcelona and.
Because when I heard it, with the first album we did together, El Mar, I thought immediately of this song as Kashmir as a possibility. But at the time, it was Javi on cajon and the rest of his band, which is Ramon Vague on bass and Pepe Camacho on the Spanish guitar and myself. But you really need an electric guitar for this song. You need it. So we thought, well, I don't know if this is going to work. But then when El Rubio, who's an amazing electric guitar player, ended up being part of this project, it just seemed like the most obvious choice. Although maybe to other people it's not obvious. Like to me, this song always sounded like a flamenco song. And actually in the CD release concert, we have a video on YouTube of a gypsy Gitano dancer. It's like a 12-minute version with dancers and everything. So it's so close to flamenco. To me, it always sounded like a flamenco song.
Ja, also für Tori hat sich Kashmir immer wie ein Flamenco-Song angehört und für das erste Album Elmar, da hatte sie sich schon gedacht, na, wie wär's, aber da hat das noch nicht richtig geklappt, weil sie noch einen E-Gitarristen für dieses Stück unbedingt brauchte und da kam dann El Rubio dann noch ins Spiel, der dann eben auch auf der aktuellen CD La Huerta mit dabei ist und dann passt da alles zusammen, eben auch der Rhythmus von Kashmir, der passt wunderbar auch zu diesem Flamenco-Rhythmus und das werden wir jetzt hier hören. Heute Abend gibt's dann die Tori Sparks und Javi Garcia im Gaia in Celle und hier jetzt ihre Fassung von Kashmir.
Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face, stars to fill my dream. I am a traveler of both time and space, to be where I have been. Secret elders of the gentle race, this world has seldom seen. They talk of days for which they sit and wait, when all will be revealed. Tongues of living grace, whose sounds caress my ear, but not a word I heard could I relate. The story was quite clear.
some slight electronics at the end. Kashmir.
Yeah, that's the fun part about playing with this band is that, for example, that song or another song on the album, 20 Años, they start out with this Spanish guitar and voice, kind of sounding almost like a classical type arrangement. And then at the end, it's just crazy electric guitar and pedals and bass. And the whole time there's a cajon underneath, which is surprising to most people because most people who play in rock bands have drums. So it's to surprise people, keep them on their toes, you know?
Ja, also das überrascht dann schon, weil manchmal da ist eben auch kein Drumset mit dabei, sondern eben die Cajon, die ja der Javi heute auch hier spielt. Und die Stücke fangen immer relativ normal an, aber entwickeln sich dann im Laufe der Zeit. Und da haben wir dann so ein bisschen Electronics am Schluss gehabt. Wunderbare Fassung von Kashmir von Tori Sparks. Und jetzt gibt's hier wieder ein bisschen Live-Musik. Now it's time for some more live music. What did you pick?
Well, we thought because the duo shows we're doing, like tonight, for example, are a mix of these albums, the mixed Spanish and rock and blues with the Nashville stuff. So we thought we'd play you a song from the Nashville era. This is called Leaving Side of Love. And this is one of my favorites to play with Javi because with just the cajon, it just sounds good. I am the woman with the horses made, who likes to run, oh, I don't ever care, around to your point of view. And while looking straight at you, I call someone else's name, yeah. But you love me, oh, 'cause you need me. And I don't need anyone. Oh, you love me 'cause you feed me, and I eat out of your hand, oh, just until my hunger is done. And you'll be the cure for all that ails me, and I'll be the poison in your blood. You'll be my heart, but oh, when it fails me, just like it always does, then you'll know the leaving side of love. I ain't saying I've been around, ooh, but I got a name around town. Maybe not this town, no, not the last one, but I broke a man in half once. He didn't even make a sound. Scorpion in the story, and we're both gonna drown just as long as I'm sitting on your back. But you were the cure for all that ailed me, and I'm still the poison in your blood. Beneath the street light, and I watch it shine on your tears. Though you know better, every word sounds like gospel, sounds like bird song. You're loving every lie that you hear. I say I might be back down the line, and baby, I day and every night. But the truth is that I can't be fixed. I was never home to begin with. But terminal, that's all. Am I? But you were the cure for all that ailed me. And I'm still the poison in your blood. Oh, you were my heart, until it failed me, just like it always does. And now you know, that you were my heart, until it failed me. 'Cause baby, that's what it always does. And I am the leaving side of love.
Leaving Side of Love, das war Tori Sparks vom Album The Scorpion in the Story.
Yes, exactly.
That's the original version from 2009, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting how the songs that we play live are really a mix that go from 2007 till 2017, no? So some of these songs you never get tired of, and I think it's because in Nashville I would play them one way, and now that we play them with these musicians from Barcelona, they come out differently.
This year, I think, is the 15th year of your first record or something like that, a release, an EP back in.
Sort of, yeah. And thank you for noticing these things, because sometimes I think just my mom notices these things. But yes, the first album came out when I was 20, and now I'm 34. So
and even an EP before.
And good point. I forgot about that one. Yeah, so it's been 16 years since I first released something.
Yeah,
and my little record label, Glass Mountain Records, just turned 10 years old in October, and we had a big concert to celebrate that. So it's realizing that every now and then when you're working really hard, you sometimes feel like, what am I doing, right? But then you realize, wow, my label is 10 years old. I've been doing this for a while. We've made some records together, and it's kind of stopping to take a moment to reflect on what you've done and not always be worried about what you will do, because I think both are important, no?
Also die erste EP von Tori Sparks kam vor 16 Jahren mittlerweile raus, und 10 Jahre führt sie jetzt schon ihr eigenes Label, denn die Tori Sparks ist eben auch eine unabhängige Musikerin, die so für diesen Do-it-yourself Rhythmus steht, also viel auf eigene Faust macht, außerdem auch eine sehr soziale Person. Of course, you're one of the exponents of the DIY scene.
Yes.
Doing most of the stuff yourself for a long time. You were on the forefront of that.
Well, I think sometimes what in the beginning seems like a movement, it's something that you just do out of necessity, and then later you become a representative of something. It's kind of like people who stood up for racial equality or gender equality or whatever. Maybe it's something they felt they had to do for themselves. In my case, although I don't want to compare the DIY movement to exactly something as important as racial or gender equality, it is important because it's musicians who were for years and years stuck in just these horrible record contracts where they had no rights at all, and they were being taken advantage of to the nth degree, whereas the DIY stands for do it yourself. And it's basically, now that I've been doing this for a while, people invite me to speak at conferences or at universities, and it's showing other people that you really can create a career for yourself, although it is very difficult. And as Javi heard me today in the car, you get exhausted and you complain about it. I'm sorry, Javi. But it's then the good thing about the DIY movement is it's a way to also show the audience, the public, what's behind the scenes and how much work goes into this. And you as a musician really have to know a lot about a lot of different fields to be a professional and survive these days. Whether it's myself as a composer and singer and producer, whether it's Javi as a percussionist, we have to do business constantly, and we play sometimes,
Also es geht schon eine ganze Menge Zeit für organisatorische Aufgaben drauf. Manchmal spielen sie dann eben auch, aber sie stand eben schon vor über 10 Jahren dafür, für diese DIY-Szene alles selber zu organisieren. Und mittlerweile wird sie auf Konferenzen eingeladen, um darüber zu berichten, gilt da als Koryphäe auf dem Gebiet und wird eben gerne immer eingeladen. Und dass das Ganze manchmal nicht so einfach ist, das haben sie wohl heute auch im Auto ausdiskutiert. Da gibt's dann sicherlich auch mal etwas schwierige Zeiten. Jetzt gibt's nochmal ein Live-Stück von Tori zusammen mit Javi, bevor dann schon fast die Nachrichten ankommen. Und heute Abend ist dann die Tori Sparks zusammen mit Javi Garcia im Gaia in Celle. I think our time is running short, so we've got time for one more live track. When you're finished with the tuning, sometimes it takes some time. Okay, what song are we gonna hear at?
Well, we wanted to play one that we had recorded together. This is called "Out of the Void," and this was a song of mine I had recorded originally in 2007, and then we did a different, more flamenco version of it for the album El Mar. Are we ready?
Okay.
Yeah. I can't keep chasing, although I love to follow. You shine so bright, I feel warm in the night, bone cold. Love, come to me out of the void, oh, and warm me tonight. I said because I will be leaving you, oh, I'm gonna be leaving you out with tomorrow's first light. Now I've been here before, barely survived and I swore never again, oh, to be blindly led down this dang road. Oh, true, this road is stony, it's slippery and it's dark, but that's not the reason I refuse to go that far. Oh no, love, come to me out of the void, oh, and want me, baby, I said, want me tonight, because I will be leaving you, oh, I'm gonna be leaving you, I wait tomorrow's first light. Tested ultimately, oh, do I pass or fail when they find me? Yeah, I'm down on my knees, or singing up here on my feet, 'cause somehow I'm still on my feet. Oh, love, come to me out of the void, no one want me. I said, want me tonight, because I will be leaving you, I'm gonna be leaving you, honey, out tomorrow's first love, come to me, out of the void, I said, want me tonight, because I will be leaving you, I'm gonna be leaving you out with tomorrow's first light. Tomorrow's first light, yeah. Tomorrow's first light. Oh.
Out of the Void, das war Tori Sparks und Javi Garcia. Another song from Elmar, of course. Right. And one of the songs you're going to play tonight, I think, at the Gaia in Celle, or?
Definitely. It's almost always the last song. So that song. And then when we're with the whole band, it will be even bigger.
Ja, also wenn die gesamte Band dann noch dazu stößt, dann Mitte der Woche, da wird das Ganze natürlich dann ja noch größer rüberkommen. Aber heute Abend gibt's dann schon das Duo eben im Gaia in Celle und das wird einen guten Überblick über das Repertoire von Tori Sparks dann eben geben. So, a few more dates then with the whole band. In Clausthal-Zellerfeld am Donnerstag und dann in Hameln in der Sumpfblume auch. Then back home to Barcelona and what's next? What's in the plans for this year?
Yeah, we were just talking about this in the car, that after doing a couple of albums with this project, we thought, now what do we do? No, because I mean, at the moment we've been so busy touring, which is a good thing, but we haven't had time to think about new music yet. And we've decided we're going to record on the 14th of September a live vinyl record in the same venue that we first presented the album La Huerta, and it's called Luz de Gas. So we're going to record a bunch of songs and pick the best ones and put out a limited edition live vinyl. So I'm excited.
Only vinyl then? No CD?
Well, we thought we'd eventually make it available later on for download and MP3, you know. Yeah. But in the beginning, just the vinyl because it just makes it a little more special. No?
Also ich habe mal gefragt, was dann so für dieses Jahr anliegt und da ist dann nach 2 Scheiben, die sie eben aufgenommen haben, mal was anderes dran und zwar eine Live-Aufnahme wohl Ende des Jahres und die wird erstmal nur als Vinylscheibe rauskommen, später vielleicht noch als Download und da muss man mal sehen, was dann noch die Zeit bringt. Jetzt ist die Tori zunächst erstmal unterwegs noch mit Javi, heute Abend sind sie im Gaia in Celle und da wünsche ich dann doch viel Glück. Our time's over. Sorry for that, but
went so fast.
Yeah, well, that's always a good sign, or?
But we really, well, first thank you, Javi, for being on the road with me and putting up with me, and really thank you, Florian, for making it possible for us to come back and see you. We appreciate it so much. And last year, I was just so impressed with like your depth of knowledge about music and how much you care. So really, we were excited to see you again. Thank you.
Thanks for your spell here. Really, always an honor. You're always invited. Also immer wieder sehe ich diese Gäste gerne bei mir. Das war ein Soundcheck mit Florian Damm und seinen Gästen Tori Sparks und Javi Garcia. Heute Abend sind sie im Gaia in Celle und jetzt kommen die Nachrichten.